thank you so much for having me, Ed. Again, my name is Caroline Schaefer. My company is Fit Frameworks, and I'm in the health industry. I'm very passionate about that industry, and I've been in the industry for about 20-something years. More recently, on a professional level, I've just been doing self-education for most of it. I have a certificate in personal training and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I love entrepreneurism. It's been in me since I was really young. And I'm just now getting to fulfill my passion for it.
Like you mentioned, health industry and marketing agencies. So how did it happen to you? That was just like something you decided from the beginning, or you did something before? So tell us a little bit about your story. Yes.
Yeah. So I think I've experienced a decent amount of medical situations that really made me be aware that your health is a gift and you shouldn't take it for granted. One of the biggest episodes I had in my life was I had twins, and I went into premature labor, and I spent 6 weeks in a hospital in labor. I had contractions for 6 weeks every hour in the hospital, which was quite the physical feat to maneuver through. And they were born 6 weeks early. So it was very much a life-threatening kind of environment to get through mentally. I spent some of that completely paralyzed, which was an interesting head game to go through as well. I almost lost sensation of my entire left leg from my hip to my foot from a nerve injury in my back. And I ended up having to have back surgery, which was the hardest part for me. For that was not exercising, because I'm such an exercise guru. I totally believe in weightlifting. And my mom had a really traumatic brain cancer, experience that she did die from very quickly, very abruptly. My dad's got Alzheimer's, and just, bearing witness to these things and going through things myself. It's just been very traumatic to me to watch and not to do what I can to prevent. It's been a mission of mine that I just think it's, you get your body as a gift. And if you have everything in working order, then it is up to you to maintain that. So I've put a lot of energy and effort into educating myself, years, and I've experienced many, many things. One of the things that I did in the event industry, is that I did a lot of food allergies and, anything that somebody was, had an issue with. And I worked with hundreds, probably thousands of people with all dietary issues. So that was something that I did as well. I was also a research and development chef, and I am a personal trainer. I do that just for the knowledge base, really. I'm not in the gym with anybody. But it does help you understand how to be healthy. Like I said, I'm a big lifting weights proponent. But all these things, your mindset, I'm big into transformational vocabulary. That's the conversation you have with yourself. But all these things equate to a better life. It's not just about longevity. It's about the now, waking up tomorrow morning with energy and doing the things that you want to do. And I hope to inspire people to embrace change. That's my biggest mission, that only with change do you grow. And if you're not growing, essentially you're dying. So that's my mission, is to trying to help people adopt the mentality that change can be good, and that with that mindset, you can have a better life.
Impressive story of entrepreneurial journey, which you went through and be today in front of me. And I'm super happy that we can hear from you all experience you have. So I have a couple of questions, but if I have to formulate in one big question is, many entrepreneurs are thinking like, I don't want to fail. And especially here in Asia, like failure is treated like you losing your face. People will treat you differently. And even in some cases, you cannot just launch new business very straightforward. So in your experience, you based on my understanding, what you just shared with me, it's about the mindset, it's about the journey. So how to keep that balance, that even if your business is not performing on the way how you want to perform, and then you have a pressure not only from inside but also from the outside, how in that kind of hard moments we all face as entrepreneurs, find the exit strategy and keep going?
That's actually a perfect question for me right now. So let me define what I think of as failure. I think failure is when you give up. I think anything else should be constituted as a lesson, a life lesson. So, regardless of what happens, if you lose money, if you have to let employees go, if you have to pivot your company, which I'm in the middle of doing, that is all lessons that you take and you move forward with. And you just, no matter what you've gone through, it is something that you can gain experience from and pull that knowledge, make you a better person, and move forward. So, failure is a word that I think people use very often, and I don't think it's warranted most of the time unless you give up. When you throw up your hands and you say, I'm done, then to me, yeah, you failed. And that's the only way that you can really fail. One of my favorite expressions is life has no remote, get up and change it yourself, meaning you just have to do things, you have to take it upon yourself to keep moving forward. And you also need to block out the people in your life that are telling you the no's, and you need to surround yourself with good mentors. And that's what I have done. I have a very good support system, but a lot of people that I work with and stuff do not. So it's imperative that who you're listening to, that they have encouraging words and something good to say, because there's a lot of stuff on the internet that's not so true. Everybody's just out there selling, and you need to just make the people in your circle, I say at my table, because I'm kind of a food buff, but the people who I allow to sit at my table have been, kind of dissected to make sure that their morals and values line up with my ethics. And those people, I can say, Dan Kennedy, he's an amazing marketer. He's one of the people that I look to. Alex Hormozy, he's another phenomenal guy. He's does a lot of offers and he's really made all his money in gyms and the health arena, so it's easy me to relate to him. But I like his no nonsense approach. And I worked for Marriott for 8 years in events, and I came away with a very, very high level degree of customer service. We were in the top 5 of convention hotels in the country, and we always delivered. Always delivered. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. We always made things happen. And so when you work in a level like that, and then you try to work with the rest of the world, it can be a little bit challenging. But I like Tony Robbins says you need to raise your standards, and I'm a big believer in that. I believe in working in what they call like a blue ocean, where you are the only one kind of shining, not the red ocean, which is full of blood, and everyone's beating each other, trying to be competitive. If you raise your standards and you excel above everybody else and have value-driven offers, then you will stand out. And that's how you keep the momentum going. And you don't get bogged down by that failure concept. It's like you just got to keep your standards high, keep focused on people, and surround yourself with good information and good people, and keep growing and learning. And it's just a matter of time.
Thank you for sharing. And I heard you like 2 or 3 key points here is to surround yourself with the people who support you and have kind of that space where you are in a blue ocean by rising your standards. Amazing advice. Thank you for sharing from your whole experience. And you mentioned that you are now in the middle of the kind of pivot right now. And before you said like change is something which is necessary for business owner. It almost sounds like you enjoying in change and doing the field. So tell us a little bit more about what your company or your business is now going through.
Yes, I do, and it's funny. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I think that the way he teaches you to use your mind is invaluable. And he always says about change, it's like using your uncertainty muscle when you're not comfortable with things. It's just like working out in the gym. And change is a definite thing of uncertainty, right? So the more you do things that you're uncertain or uncomfortable with, the larger that muscle can grow and the more comfort you like. And a lot of entrepreneurs really feed on that. And that's a really great asset to have, because it will keep you propelling forward. So I was in the health arena, and I was a health habit strategist, and I helped people get a healthier lifestyle through their diet, their exercise, and their environment, including sleep and mindset and all these things. But that's a very big red ocean. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so I love to be creative, and you can't be as creative as that as with you as much as you can with marketing. And I thought about it, and I want to utilize my event knowledge and my health knowledge, and I'm going to hit off the hospitality industry, and I'm going to do health to enhance hospitality. So maybe increase the sleeping concepts that people have in or within like a Airbnb or like a spa environment. Find restaurants in the area, like almost like concierge kind of service,
Mhm.
really elevate the level of the experience that the consumer would have. And I hope to reach more people this way, to embrace more health instead of just one by one, which is what I was doing. So I want to go for the numbers now. That is my goal. I just think health is so important. People always comment on my energy, and it's like there's a reason for that. I get up in the morning and I try to do right by myself. And that's really important. That's why they tell you, put the oxygen mask on you first before somebody else, because you have to do right by you before you can help anybody else, right? So yeah, I really, I'm really excited about going after a larger market and to try to help inspire the benefits and just the good feelings that you can have once you enjoy something like that.
It sounds you will be able to use your experience from the event industry and also for the how to reach the great customer service. So good
Hmm.
luck with this new business idea.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and I also have a question for you because my community is mostly like female entrepreneurs who
Hmm.
are in a different stage of the business. In your experience, have you faced any difficulties or maybe advantage because you are a woman entrepreneur? And if so, please, if you can share with us.
Um, well, that's a very good concept, because I was when I was a health habit strategist, I tried to target men, and the concept was because there's so many more women coaches out there that I feel like there's a bigger pool for a lot of women to feed from. There's a lot more masterminds for women, a lot more Facebook groups that are geared towards women. So I think women have a little bit of an advantage for resources.
Mhm.
Um, but I think men definitely have an advantage with time and usually family compared to a woman. She usually has to wear more hats. So, I think there is definitely a difference. My kids are grown and out of the house, so this is a great time for me to do my thing. I've been dabbling in entrepreneurism for a while. I used to be in the real estate market, and I also was in F&B market for a while. But this is the first time I'm doing something through the internet. But I love it because I have a global community now, and that's so awesome. But yeah, for women, I just want to really emphasize that we're very hard on ourselves, and we seem to really ingest our problems instead of just crossing them out and moving on to the next thing. Find a solution, cross off, move to the next thing. We just really hold on to a lot of that emotional stuff that just eats away at us. And I think we just need to be a little more forgiving to ourselves. But I definitely do think there are more resources for the women out there than the men.
And you mentioned you have a global community, so you are also a podcaster.
Yes.
So you can you share a little bit more about your podcast and how people can find more information? Obviously, you have so much more to share than just this interview. So for people who are already your fans or who will become to be your fans, so how they can follow you and enjoy your content.
Absolutely. So I have a podcast called The Vitality Feed, and it is all about change in health and how to inspire people to be the best version of themselves, basically. And you can find me on Facebook. It's Caroline Schaefer. It's Schaefer. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me there. I'm not big on the TikTok or any of those kind of things, or YouTube. I need to do the YouTube. I'm going to take inspiration from you. But yeah, and my email is info@fitframeworks.com, and my website is fitframeworks.com. And I'd be happy to, if anybody wants to, reach out to me and contact me for anything, I'd be happy to speak with them.
Caroline, thank you so much. It's a great honor and a pleasure to have you in our group and community. And I wish you all the best with your new business idea. I'm quite confident that you're going to make it. And for all of you guys who enjoyed the interview, please follow Caroline on her podcast show on Facebook, Instagram, and send her email if you want to be in touch with her. And Carol is an amazing new member of our group, and we are so happy to have you. Wish you all the best, and we will keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate the time.